The Thief of Always, middle of chapter 4, where we left off in class. And remember, we left off where Clue Cat just got burned by all the water, and when he hit the floor, he was dead. The din brought Mrs. Griffin hurrying back. "I think I'm going to go eat outside," Wendell said as the old woman appeared at the door. He snatched up a couple hot dogs and was gone. "Oh, my Lord!" Mrs. Griffin cried when she set eyes on the dead cat. "Oh, you foolish thing!" "It was an accident," Harvey said, sickened by what had happened. "He was up on the stove." "Foolish thing! Foolish thing!" was all Mrs. Griffin seemed able to say. She sank down onto her knees and stared at the sad little sack of burned fur. "No more questions from you," she finally murmured. The sight of Mrs. Griffin's unhappiness made Harvey's eyes sting, but he hated to have anyone see him cry. So he fought back his tears as best he could and said, "Shall I help you bury him?" in his gruffest voice. Mrs. Griffin looked around. "That's very sweet of you," she said softly, "but there's no need. You go out and play." "I don't want to leave you on your own," Harvey said. "Oh, look at you, child," Mrs. Griffin said. "You've got tears on your cheeks." Harvey blushed and wiped them away with the back of his hand. "Don't be ashamed to weep," Mrs. Griffin said. "It's a wonderful thing. I wish I could still shed a tear or two." "You're sad," Harvey said. "I can see that." "What I feel is not quite sadness," Mrs. Griffin replied. "And it's not much solace either, I'm afraid." "What's solace?" Harvey asked. "It's something soothing," Mrs. Griffin said, getting to her feet. "Something that heals the pain in your heart." "And you don't have any of that?" "No, I don't," Mrs. Griffin said. She reached out and touched Harvey's cheek. "Except maybe in these tears of yours, they comfort me." She sighed as she traced their tracks with her fingers. "Your tears are sweet, child, and so are you. Now you go out into the light and enjoy yourself. There's sun on the step, and it won't be there forever. Believe me." "Are you sure?" "I'm sure." "I'll see you later then," Harvey said, and headed out into the afternoon.